Good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you may be, or good evening, or good night. This is Jen at JensArtyInclinations, a place to create, share, and play.
Hi everyone, Junk Journal January and links for Meg and Get Messy are in the description below. Alright, today's prompt is pattern. And so I started out with this little pocket that I had that had different jelly print patterns, and then I had a bobbin in it that was just some fabric that I'd stamped, again, more pattern. And from that it kind of grew because I had this pull-out page in my journal. And what I thought I'd do is I'd weave some papers. So I grabbed out another jelly print that was similar colouring to that one on the left, and I'm going to use that to put through the actual slits that I am now cutting. And so I decided not to cut them completely straight or equidistant. And I'm cutting some thin, some thick, and I'm even going to cut some at an angle. And then when I cut down my piece of paper that I'm going to weave through, I'm kind of following the same thing. I'm not doing any of those at an angle, but I am doing some thick and some thin. And yeah, it just gives it a slightly different result. Being a ruled page is kind of cool here because I can go right up. I've got a good guideline. So I've got the fold there that I'm cutting from, and I'm going to the ruled line on the edge of the paper. So, bit of fun, I don't think I chop up my journal pages enough. Now, obviously, if you thought ahead of time, you would actually cut your paper before you put it in your book. You'd probably even weave it before you put it into your book. But I'm really glad that I've actually worked out that I could even weave into a book that's already sewn together. So that's kind of fun. I can imagine these as little signature title pages, how sometimes you've got 2 or 3 signatures. And so, again, that would be fun. Now, I did try and keep these in order, not that it really matters because it's such a pattern, but when you see it all put together, you will see the light and the shade going through. But if you really want to mix up the pattern even more, don't keep them in order, mix them up, and then you'll get a real even distribution probably of a pattern across your page. However, I did this way. So when you're weaving it through the slits, I'm sure you worked this out, you're going over one and under one, and then on the next one along, you're going under one and over one. So just like what you probably did at school, and, lots of fun. Now, how awesome is this fluke? I didn't think to measure my pieces of paper on the fold, and yet those first few pieces worked exactly right for the fold. I was very excited about that. Small things excite me. But there you go. I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm just putting in the last of the other side. And believe it or not, it did actually fit perfectly all the way to the fold. But I did take a very fine slit off the last piece that I put in. Just so even though it would squeeze in, I just wanted it to fold easily because I've got this page sort of concertina folding. I just wanted to make sure that there was a little bit of wriggle room so that it could fold nicely without any trouble at all. It just gives you a bit less thickness around that fold. So yeah, and I kind of found flipping it backwards and forwards to get that last piece in was an easier way to weave it as well, just one bit at a time. So, I actually did something with patience. Can you believe it? I'm such an impatient crafter. I just race through everything. All right, now all I did, as you can see, I glued down just the top and bottom pieces on both sides. And then it's all very stable, surprisingly stable actually. So next, I just wanted to back it because I forgot that, the bit that I was putting through, I hadn't jelly printed on both sides. But this is great because it gives it even more strength. So another piece of paper that I've jelly printed, I am just roughly measuring it. And I wanted a bit of a roughly torn edge on it as well. But if you're going to weave paper through, if you use double-sided, then you'll actually get a bit of a pattern on both sides. But even just with the plain paper, that's kind of cool as well. So, because they're slightly different tones. So, play about, mix it up a little bit, have some fun. I do like that I've got this other piece because I left the hole punches in my ruled page because it was one of those that goes into a lever arch file. I kind of like that you just see another peek through on the other side. And again, you know me, I'm brilliant at thinking up excuses. Okie dokie, so just making sure it's all nicely stuck down, just pressing down those folds again, and voila, that's my basic construction. All I'm doing now is I'm just going to make that writing space a little bit clearer by putting a border on, and I'll put down a few pockets. So I'm trying to get through my ready-made pockets and journal cards and all that sort of thing because I love making ephemera. And over the holidays, I did clear out and I did organise everything and realised how much I've got. So I'm going to use it all up. And if I don't use it, I'll lose it and make more with it or something else, who knows. So I like these little pockets that I do up every so often where I can just stick the whole thing down. It just makes it fun. It gives them a nice little bit of backing. And I don't know, I just like that style. So there's my little bobbin. And now I'm going to, as I said, make a border just to make it clearer that it's a writing space. So this is all I do. I just use my ink and I go around the edges and then I usually do some stamping over the top. So that's just a little scrap piece of paper and see how it just gives you a nice border. And then if you just add a bit of stamping, it gives it even a little bit more definition from the rest of the page. So yeah, really simple. I do this a lot. So, if you watch me, you will see me do this all the time if you watch me regularly. But I just really, really like the look. Okay, so I had another little pocket in that same kind of paper. So that was a bit exciting. And this one has a little belly band on it. So that's a bit cute. And finally, a third little pocket. Now, is this the same paper as well? Let me just see. We'll both find out together. Okay, ready? Oh, there it is. Yeah, same series. And that's some jelly printing. That's a tonal jelly printing. So we're going to have to do that together sometime soon. And I'll show you how you get that. If you struggle with jelly prints or if you struggle to get the colours right, that is the way to do it. It's the best trick in the world. Alrighty. Well, it's a good trick. I don't know if it's the best one in the world, but it's pretty cool. Okay. So then all I did was I just grabbed a few little journal cards that I had and I popped them in. So there you are. There it is, all finished. There's my couple of little journal cards. That top one is a giraffe, so he's in there as another nod to pattern. And then you flip it over and there's the other little one with the belly band. And again, I popped a little journal card that I already had inside that. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you're loving Junk Journal January. It really is good to, get yourself in your journal every day. I love it. And I really should keep up this practice. I won't do videos every day, but I will keep up this practice of continuing each day in your journal. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow. Love it if you could leave me a comment below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed what you saw today. And of course, please subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you next time. And in the meantime, keep creating. Enjoy!